Hey everyone, this year I am doing some long form content. I love posting short form, but I really want to do longer pop culture deep dives. And what better way to start than to do a full deep dive on everything Club Chalamet from 2018 when she started the account to 2025 because so much has happened and I just needed to do this. Before we really get into it, who is Club Chalamet? Here she is right here. She is a 58-year-old woman named Simone. And as I had said, in 2018, she coined that username on Instagram and Twitter. However, she also had Club Chalamet Conversations, a YouTube account where she talked about his filmography and his projects and did more so like a deep dive, more professional version of what she does on Instagram and Twitter. For years, she has been the kind of go-to Timothee Chalamet insider news source. I think she was known a lot in the fandom, but she really gained a lot of popularity in the last few years. I mean, we'll go into it, but the biggest thing that she is known for is the insane crash out that occurred when Timothee and Kylie stepped out for the first time in public, confirming their relationship was real. A lot of people don't know that prior to Club Chalamet, she actually had a Michael Fassbender account, and it was her own Instagram, but she posted things like this, and I could only find one blurry screenshot, honestly, or like two, because they're completely scrubbed from the internet. But, Timothy was not her first Stan account. She used her personal Instagram to post a lot about Michael Fassbender. A big through line in her content that she doesn't really focus on as much now, but she did a lot earlier in the Club Chalamet, life, was that she said that she does not have any romantic feelings towards Timothy or like sexual urges. She really explicitly states that in this Instagram photo from years ago, saying, "I'm lucky that I don't see Timothy in a sexual way because these pictures would do things to my brain. I can look at these and see a beautiful boy dressed beautifully and appreciate him for existing. At the same time, I'm alive and being such a sweet dude whose work I love." Now, again, she does note that there is a crazy age difference, in a lot of these posts as well. But then this one talking about the hands, really, it's strange. And this other one where she's saying he's still developing muscles, hashtag French boy in pink, hashtag the French dispatch. There's a lot of undertones there. I mean, I don't have to spell it out for you, but even though she says that there's nothing going on there, I still think it's kind of odd to be posting that, but I digress. So her earlier years really were just her posting updates like that and also talking a lot on Twitter about, his work, how much she loves his movies, and just retweeting from the film studios, different, critic reviews or things from award season. But she really, really jumped to popularity, I think more so in the mainstream when she had this absolutely insane crash out when Timothy and Kylie Jenner stepped out to the Beyonce Renaissance Tour in 2023 in Los Angeles, where she posted something on Instagram that got a lot of traction, as well as a full hour-long Twitter space where she dove into this PR relationship and just honestly said some insane things. I'm just going to read you this Instagram post, but this was put up the night of the Renaissance Tour. You can read it for yourself, but it says, "Hey guys, I woke up an extra half hour to see if there were further developments overnight, and it does get worse. After months and months of gossip media bombardment, gossip speculations, sources from the Kylie Jenner camp, her people stalking Timmy's private residence, and his oblivious avoidance of her has finally paid off and had her primary objective met. Timothy has now played her hand and relented. Based on all of the DMs I've received, fans are absolutely devastated and disappointed. I don't know what more I can say to alleviate your pain and heartache. I truly sympathize with all of you. Please take some time away from social media to tend to your mental health because it's very important to me. I'm very concerned for some of you and I wish I could give you a hug. For those of us who know better, stay strong. This relentless pursuit of Timothee Chalamet had an endgame, and what better way than to claim her prize than at a Beyonce concert where half of Hollywood and the media would be there with a special focus on the Kylie Jenners and their guests in the VIP stands. That woman has now been redeemed in the eyes of the fans, investors, and the media. She's a brand that needs to be rehabilitated. Whatever type of blackmail or threats she had on Timmy, she stayed on the course because her reputation needed to be cleansed by someone like Timothee Chalamet. This sucks, but this is Hollywood. I still love Timothy. The situation with Slurpee will end in time." Note that she called Kylie Jenner Slurpee in that post because we will visit that when we talk about the Twitter space. So then Club Chalamet calls this emergency Twitter space where she just absolutely goes in. It is a full hour long, and it is honestly, let's just talk about it, because she starts off by saying she dubbed Kylie Slurpee because she was a big, big fan of Lily Rose Depp, who previously dated Timothee Chalamet before Kylie. She calls Lily champagne. She says that she is sophisticated. She is an actress. She's been in the industry. She has this je ne sais quoi of someone that the Prince of Hollywood should be with at that time. However, Kylie Jenner is the antithesis of that. She is sugary, she is bad for you, she is junk food, and she is Slurpee to Club Chalamet. And that nickname has really gone away in recent years, especially during this award season. I have not heard any nod to Slurpee, but like it unfortunately is really funny that she said that. She then goes on to say that Kylie has a really, really dark energy around her, but she said that she is trying to get back in the public good graces, and the only way to do that is to date Hollywood's prince, Timothee Chalamet, to make people forget about Astroworld and the Travis of it all and just really be in a new era of like wholesomeness. And what better way to do that than to date Timothee Chalamet? Now, Club Chalamet does kind of point out that there is something that this family has on Timothee Chalamet that is so bad to the point where Timothee has just agreed to go along with this PR stunt until like it's good enough for Kris Jenner to then release him back into the world and not share this secret. In this space, she also makes it a point to say that she is not in love with Timothee. Again, this is a through line throughout this entire thing. She says that she is not in love with Timothee. She is just really, really protective over him. And she, of course, loves his work. Then we have to talk about the Olive Garden of it all. Like, I'm just gonna play the clip. Like,
never seen them even go to, Olive Garden. He loves Italian food. I mean, why not just go to Olive Garden,
I can't get into it. But that was something that went really viral during that time, especially on Twitter. And I made a TikTok about it that went kind of viral. And then she also said, this was just a crazy little tidbit that she threw in that stuck with me. The reason Timothee Chalamet was smoking a cig that night was because Kylie was stressing him out so much and making him so anxious that was the only way he could cope with it. And then she logs off by saying, like, you guys really need to take care of your mental health. I wish I could help you. I'm going to take some time offline. You guys should do that too, because this is not okay behavior. Timothy, I'm going to support you forever, but I just know I'm not going to, condone Slurpee behavior with you. Now, that was in 2023, and of course, it's 2025. We know that Timothee and Kylie have stayed together this entire time. So throughout this entire, her rise to, mainstream Twitter personality was in 2023. And ever since then, she has found an opportunity to whack Kylie whenever possible. One of them being like, Timothee and Kylie went on a getaway for her birthday, and Club Chalamet said that was a decoy Timothee Chalamet. She was like, where can you buy a decoy Timmy? Here are the tweets. Like, that was decoy Timmy on the plane and not a real one. She even said that there were points where she thought Kylie had a cardboard cutout of Timothy in her house to stage pictures with. Yes, that is a real sentence, and that is something that she really put on the internet. Of course, Timothy has had a busy year with Dune and filming Marty McFly and with A Complete Unknown and with the Timothee Chalamet lookalike contest. So like, she's had a lot of other opportunities to repost content about, his movies and the critic reception and the film festivals and just things that he's doing and her reactions to all of these projects. Also, it's important to note that she says that she has connections within the industry, which is how she has been able to get to, some of these premieres, like the LA Wonka premiere where she, met Timothy for like the second or third time, how she was able to get a ticket to the Palm Springs International Film Festival this year, how she's able to get to some of these, advanced screenings for some of the movies. No one knows exactly what she does. Like, she alludes to having connections in the industry, which allow her to kind of go to these things, because up until 2023/2024, like, she really didn't have any traction on the internet. Like, she had a small community of Timothee Chalamet fans, but like not the mainstream that she has now. But she has met Timothy multiple times. One of them being at Coachella, one of them being at the LA Wonka premiere, and then she, was in the same room with him at the Palm Springs International Film Festival. Okay, as I'm editing this video, I totally forgot to include the 2018 Beautiful Boy premiere where Timothy literally ignores Club Chalamet. Here's a video. But she goes on to write a 5-paragraph essay about how this was just a misunderstanding and that he didn't actually ignore her, and then followed it up with a string of tweets. I'm not going to read it all, but you guys can decide. I just felt like that was a tidbit that really had to be included. Stuff like that. She also met Pauline Chalamet, Timothy's sister. Here's a photo of them together. But she asked Pauline, like, if Timothy knew Club Chalamet, and Pauline said, yeah, like, he knows of you and he says that you're pretty cool. I don't know if he knows that Simone is Club Chalamet or just he knows of the account Club Chalamet, but when Club Chalamet, of course, released it on the internet, she made it seem like he knew exactly who she was and that, Timothy thinks that her herself is pretty cool, not just the account, because I'm not sure if he understands the depth of this account and the history of it. Towards the middle to end of 2024, she was really just clocking anyone and everyone who would come for her now that she was in a position of more people having eyes on her account. She started turning off some replies, bought Warner Brothers stock because Timothy was in a couple movies, and someone was like, wait, this actually isn't like a crazy idea. And she was like, actually, darling, it's kind of easy if you have the means for it. And it just reads like that, where she was really getting into it. And people were like, wait, she's kind of like endearing. Like she's maybe not all that bad. And of course, with like a complete unknown, she's also tweeting a lot about that. Which brings us to 2025, where Timmy is really in awards contention for all of the major awards this year. I'm filming this before the Oscar nominations come out, but they are set to come out and he's probably nominated by the time you're seeing this. But 2025 has been a wild year for Miss Club because we start out, she is, watching the Golden Globes, of course, and she's cropping Kylie Jenner out of every photo. I mean, another through line is like, she has not turned a corner on the Kylie Jenner of it all, even though at this point they've been together for a year and a half. She still believes it is PR. So what she is doing is just cropping her out of every photo that she is taking of her TV, and then going on to say that the reason he did not win for Best Actor is because he decided to bring Kylie and the optics of that are not good. So what she suggested for the rest of award season is for him to bring family or friends. But then the devastating fires in LA happen, and like it is so awful, but Club Chalamet's house did burn down. She tweeted about it, and then an hour later she is back on, the Timmy Oscar campaign trail. She is retweeting stuff about a complete unknown. She is saying like, oh my God, this is the time where we really need to buckle in and start pushing him for the Oscars. It was also announced that he was headlining SNL as the host and the musical guest. So she's tweeting about that all the same day that her house literally burned down to ash. So she is working. Like she is plugged in no matter what, because award season stops for nothing and nobody. And then like a day after her house burns down, she does an interview with The Hollywood Reporter where they talk about her account as Club Chalamet, her house, and like what she's hoping from Timothee Chalamet during the rest of award season. And the fact that she's been featured in The Hollywood Reporter and Rolling Stone is wild to me, but it's more wild that she, again, did that interview right after her house burned down, but she is trying to use her publicity to like push this. Like I truly believe that she thinks that the more that she makes herself visible, it increases Timothy's chances of winning this Oscar this year. So that happens. This past Saturday on SNL, there is a nod to Club Chalamet. Bowen Yang wrote it into one of the skits. He is George Santos, and he is saying, yes, it's me, George Santos, aka Club Chalamet, which like, I'm sure that went over so many SNL viewers' heads, but it did not go over mine because I'm someone who has reported on Club Chalamet for years at this point, and I just cannot believe that this is where we are at. Like, I know that Bowen is so chronically online, but like it is crazy to me that like that got greenlit for SNL. Her behavior is so unhinged, and I think that's what has like drawn me towards posting about her more and more, and people I think are interested in hearing about it because it's like you don't know what she's going to do next. She's almost 60. She doesn't care about like what these people say on the internet. Like this parasocial relationship goes so deep that she's like, I don't care. Like, I'm just going to do me. I'm going to promote my favorite person in this world. And like, you guys can say whatever you want about it. But like, I know that like, I am helping his career. So I don't know. I have just been fascinated. And ever since I listened to that Twitter Spaces and saw her just go off the rails about that Kylie thing, I was like, I need to be boots on the ground talking about this because I haven't seen anything like this. And I need to, bring more visibility to it. So it's gotten to the point where now I'm like, the resident Club Chalamet, or people have called me Club Chalamet because I do updates on her so frequently, but I haven't done a full deep dive on her. I feel like it needed to be a long form video. I might do a smaller one on TikTok, but like that is Club Chalamet, and I might have left out a few things that I didn't want to include because there's so many other tweets and stuff. I mean, at this point, she has like hundreds of thousands of posts on the internet about Timothy. So I missed some stuff, but for all intents and purposes, that is the timeline of Club Chalamet from when she started her journey in 2018 to 2025.